Welcome back to Fit for Life with Karen, and today we've got a nice, easy class because managing our stress is one of the basic fitness components. We're supposed to be doing that kind of thing for ourselves in this wild and crazy world that we live in. We need to go within and just be quiet, find a quiet place and stay there for a while. So for half an hour, we're just going to do some yoga techniques, some yoga breathing. We'll do it seated and standing, and then we'll end with a very short meditation. We're trying to get you and me to do nothing, to just be in the moment. It's called mindfulness meditation. The kind of meditation we do at the end is called mindfulness meditation. The kind of yoga, or the name of the yoga we're doing first, is called Hatha, which is the more physical yoga. There are different kinds. Of yoga, but the most popular, and of course it's been changed around a little bit too, added to, and so forth, but it's Hatha, which is the more physical, and that's what we are going to do today. It involves postures and a breathing technique, and the postures are called asanas. The breath that we use, the yoga breath, is called pranayama, and it's the breathing technique we use, and it's calming, and it helps us to concentrate on just where we are and what we're doing. We're not thinking about what we're going to do in the future, what we did in the morning. We just want to kind of stay neutral. Try not to think about hardly anything. If you're going to think about something, let it be a nice scene, something that is relaxing, like the ocean or a lake. In the winter, I'd like to think about looking into a fireplace. You can say a line in a prayer. You can say one word over and over again, like quiet or peace. Anything that gets you to not think about all the things we usually think about, especially when we're alone. We're trying to get rid of all that stuff and just relax the mind, which in turn will relax the body, lower the blood pressure, focus your mind. It does a lot of things for us. So I know that's a lot, but little by little you'll understand more if you haven't been into yoga through the years. Many, many people are doing it now all over the world, all ages. So I just wanted you to know that. We all get stressed out, and this is going to help us with that. The yoga breath also increases flexibility and balance. Yoga can be done standing, seated, just like we are, or lying on the floor, which we don't do anyway. So let's get started now. I'm going to just move my feet forward a little bit to relax. We're going to start with that yoga breath. I'm just going to give you some very basic information on that. We're going to breathe up through the nose. Hold that breath for 2 seconds. Exhale through the mouth. When you exhale, let your chin drop down. My eyes just close naturally because I find that so relaxing. And let the exhalation be a little bit longer than the inhalation. So let's try to breathe up for 4 seconds. Up. Hold for 4 this time. And exhale for 4. We haven't done it this way before. It's called the box or box breathing. We can do more seconds, but let's try this today. So we'll breathe up through the nose for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Just doing that should relax you. So let's get started here now. And say namaste to everyone. It's a greeting, it's a salutation. You're just recognizing people that are usually in a yoga class, saying hello to them, showing respect for them. Namaste, it's a Sanskrit word, and it's been used for centuries. Keep that in mind. Let's start with the salute to the sun, which is usually done standing and then down on the floor, but we're going to do a much simplified version of that. So we're going to breathe up through our nose and then exhale. Open those feet, drop down. Just let your hands go as far down as they can go. Good. Feel a nice stretch. We've done it before. Hold on to your ankles if you want to. Flatten out your back a little bit. I'm going to clasp hands together. We're going to breathe up through the nose again. Yes, doesn't that feel good? And exhale forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just kind of hang there. Good. And then we'll come up slowly, slowly. All right. So let's do the yoga breath again together, breathing up through the nose, holding that breath 4 seconds, and exhale for 4 seconds. Just let your chin drop right down. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Good. And then we'll bring the head back up again. Good. And what I'm going to give you next isn't yoga in particular, but it is going to stretch the muscles that you need for the different asanas or the different postures. And it all has to do with your spine and the way that it moves. So we're just going to come forward, do some spinal flexion. Let's take a breath first up through the nose. And when you exhale, let the arms drop down. This time they might go down a little bit more because you're used to it now. We've done it for a few seconds at least. So this is called spinal flexion. Now as you come up, clasp your hands, breathe up through your nose again. This is spinal extension. And then you could just exhale. And then we'll bring the arms down again. The next thing we're going to do, and you will see a lot of this movement in yoga, is a rotation, a twisting of the spine. So you're going to breathe up again. Cross over. When you exhale, you're just going to turn the body. And you can pull yourself around. Good. Now as we come back, you'll breathe up through the nose again. And exhale as you grab the arm of the chair again. Good. And breathe out. Nice and slow. Great. Now there's one more way that the spine can move. These are the main ways that a spine can move. Let's take this hand, cross it over, breathe up through the nose again, and exhale as you bend. Now we do this with our regular exercise, so we can do it with yoga too. And then we'll come back. Let's switch up through the nose. And exhale and really reach up. Don't round over. Keep that arm as straight as you possibly can. Good. And then we'll come back. Now let's just touch the back of our head. Come forward in the chair again. You're going to breathe up through your nose. And exhale and take the opposite elbow to the knee. As you come up, we'll breathe up slowly, slowly. I'm relaxed because I'm doing everything slowly. And then we'll exhale and cross over to the opposite knee. How does that feel? And then we'll come back up slowly. Good. Let's just drop that chin right down. Feel the stretch in the back of your neck. As you come up, breathe up and exhale as you turn your head. Slowly, slowly. Good. Now we're going to turn to the other side, and you're going to breathe up as you turn. And exhale. Keep exhaling. Wonderful. And then we'll come back. Now what we're going to do next is called, and it's one of my favorite moves, the yoga cat. Great for your posture, great for stretching. We're going to put our hands right here on our knees. You're going to breathe up through your nose, looking up at the ceiling. Great. And exhale. As you exhale, drop your chin down, lift your shoulders up. You know when a cat kind of raises up and hisses, usually. Come forward. So you're doing the opposite now. This is not good posture, but it's wonderful for the spine. So this is flexing the spine. Now kind of pull against your knees, bring the shoulders down, lift your head up, look up at the ceiling, and think of maybe arching that back just a little bit. If that hurts, don't do it. Just a little bit. Looking right up, pushing that chin up toward the ceiling. Good. And then stare straight ahead. Wonderful. Now, we're going to do something that we will do standing in a little while, but we're going to try it in the chair, just for those that maybe couldn't do that. You're going to come forward and you're going to turn to the side, legs kind of together, both legs parallel, right? And you're just going to bring that leg closest to you, closest to the screen, bring it back, pull yourself up nice and tall. So there's a lot of lunging in yoga. And you probably know that already. I'm going to hold on. Good. Now we'll switch like we do with the Grecian stretch that we do. Keep your back nice and straight. Let's take a breath in, up through the nose. And as you exhale, come forward. Good. Keep your head up if you have to. You don't have to drop your head down. And I know you feel a stretch in the back of your leg. We'll come up slowly, slowly, good. And we're going to turn to the other side. All of this can be done slower, but because of time limits, I'm doing it a little bit faster than usual. So I don't want one leg here. I want the legs parallel. That leg closest to you goes back, closest to your screen. Good. Let's take a breath together. Exhale. As you exhale, let your chin drop right down. Just relax a little bit. And we'll bring the head back up. Switch. Switch that leg to the front. Your heel is down, your back is straight. We'll take another breath up. Exhale forward. Feel a stretch in the back of your leg, especially in your hamstring, behind your knee. Good. Keep it nice and straight. And then we'll come back. All right, let's grab some water. I hope you always have water with you when you're exercising. It's really important. Good. I'm going to stand up pretty soon. We're going to do some standing yoga. Take your time. Come forward in your chair, and we'll just get up without holding on. I'm going to move my chair back. Give me plenty of room. I hope you have plenty of room too. We'll just open our feet. Just do some nice, easy lunges. So see, this is where the lunges come in, don't they? Let's push the shoulder forward, the other shoulder forward. That should feel pretty good. And make sure you're slightly forward and you're not back on your heels, right? Again, stay here. Hold it to the other side. Good. All right. In the first movement we're going to do is arms out straight. It's called the warrior pose. This is not enough. If you're concerned about falling or you don't feel steady, get behind your chair and you can hold on with one hand. So everyone can do something. Isn't that great? You're going to turn your head now. This foot is turned out. The other foot is fairly straight. It can be off just a little bit. And you're going to bend that front knee, just like we did before, and then come back up. Good. And bend the knee, and come back up. Try it again. Bend, and up. Pull that chin back if you can, and we'll try it again. Great. Now just bring both arms down and relax for a minute. Just bring that chin right down, relax the back of your neck. Now let's look up at the ceiling. Good. Palms up, out to the side, and we're going to turn this foot out. The other foot is turned in just a little bit. We're going to do the same thing, basically. Pull that chin right back. You're nice and tall. So you're strengthening, you're stretching, and hopefully relaxing. We're doing it slowly, right? So let's bend that knee. Let's do it one more time. The warrior pose. Now let's do something called the exalted warrior. How's that for a name? We're going to drop that back arm down, lift the arm up. As I said, some of you may need to be holding on to do this. Bring your arm back. I really love this one. I think it does a lot to stretch the front of the body. You're stretching that arm up. It's a wonderful movement. Pose, asana, if you want to call it that, because that's what it is. That's the name of it. All right? So let's try the same thing to the other side. Arms out. Turn your head. Look at this hand. Bend that front knee. That foot is turned in a little bit. Good. Pull the chin back. And we'll come up again. Let's try it again. Bend that knee. I know your arms get tired because you're not used to doing this, right? And we'll bend again. And we'll come back up. And one more time, bend that knee. Good. Now, we didn't do the yoga breath with that. We will next time, but you're not used to doing these. And as long as you're not holding your breath, that's good. So we'll bring those arms up again. You've had a little rest. Bring those arms up. Great. Pull that chin back. Bend your knee again, and then straighten that knee. And bend again. Straighten. Let that back arm come right down. Lift that arm up. Don't hold your breath. Way up. Good. Wonderful. And how does that feel? That's the exalted warrior. Okay. Now we're going to try another movement. And I think you'll find this fairly interesting. We're going to connect heaven and earth. How do we do that? Palm flat, up to the ceiling. The other palm goes down. And then we bring the hands together. We're just practicing right now. Palm up, palm down. You're stretching the upper body away from the lower body, or vice versa, however you want to say that. Hands together. This time we're going to breathe up as we go up. Hold it for a couple of seconds. And then exhale as you bring the palms together. Let's try it again. Connecting heaven and earth. I like that name. Breathing up. You have to think of a lot of different things at one time, don't you? Reaching up and reaching down. Good. And exhale as you come down. Try it again. Breathing up. Great. And exhale as you come down. We'll try it again. Breathing up. And exhale coming down. How does that feel? Let's just drop forward now. Let's have a nice stretch here. Keep your head up if you have to. Good. And then we'll come back up. All right. I'd like to try the yoga tree with you. And this is good for balance. And we're going to do it a little bit differently. We'll modify it because you probably need to hold on to start this, to learn how to do it. But we'll bring our heels close together. They don't have to touch. Palms here. So this will be like an abbreviated version of it. You're going to lift that heel up and put it down. Let's try the other side. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and stay right there. Bring the foot in a little bit closer. Oh, we're not going to bring the arms up here. We're not going to bring the leg up there. We're just going to just bring it up for a couple of seconds. This is just a little practice. If you need to hold on, you can hold on to the back of your chair, all right? Let's bend those knees to relax a little bit. Just lift the heel up. Bring the foot in a little bit closer if you can. And you're kind of working on your balance here too, so keep that in mind. And instead of way up, whoops. Just try it. Just lift the foot up. You don't have to touch the inside of your leg or anything. Just do that a couple of times, just to kind of practice it. And normally it's done up here with the leg way up here. We're not going to do that, okay? So before we sit down, and we're going to do this shortly, I'd like you to bend your knees. Do a little bit of a stretch, just to loosen up your body. Just flick those arms around. You can tap your body to wake up your internal organs. My hands reach my kidneys. I think that's where they are right now. But it does wake the body up a little bit. And let's do this. Arms up. This is just a little stretch. Bend those knees. Bring your arms back. It's a nice waker upper. Gets that body moving in the morning. Up again and down. And let's bring those arms up and back. Okay. I'd like you to take your chair. And our chair is usually about here, right? I'm going to turn my chair so you can see what I'm doing. There's a move called the child's pose, which is a great stretch for all the way back. It stretches a lot of things, but we're doing it standing. So we're going to do the best we can with it. So you're holding on to the chair. You're going to walk back a little bit more, holding on, and try to flatten your back out. We've done this before. It's a little different on the floor. Try to flatten that back right out. Good. And then you're going to walk up and do just the opposite. We're going to go back. And then we're going to try it again. It's a great stretch. Let's breathe up first, up through the nose. Exhaling as you walk back. Try to flatten that back right out as much as you can. And then we'll walk back up. So that's called a child's pose. And now I'm going to have you sit down. And we're going to end with a very brief, maybe 5 minutes. Do you think we could just turn the world off and out, tune it out for 5 minutes, go within, find a quiet place? I've been doing meditation in the morning just for 5 minutes. I'm going to up that time pretty soon, but I'm finding it is working. It's very calming. Sometimes I feel I have to be doing something every minute when you really don't. You need to take some time to just sit and just meditate. Just think on one thing. It's kind of hard to clear your mind completely, but find something to rest your thoughts and your mind. And every time that the world comes back in again, just take another breath, and that will help to relax you. So I'm going to sit with you right now. I think I'm going to turn that music up just a little bit. So for the next few minutes, 5 minutes, let's see if we can do this. We're going to try to think about nothing in particular. And if we need to rest our mind on something, just find one thing. Because it's summer now and I love the trees, I'm going to think about all the beautiful trees that I see. Because they do kind of affect my mind. They give me a lift. They're so beautiful. There's so many different kinds. I happen to like the color green. So in my mind, I'm going to see that now. And when my thoughts start to stray, I'm going to take another 1 or 2 or even 3 of these breaths. So again, I will wake you up. I don't want you to go to sleep, but I want you to just be calm. I want you to keep things simple, rest your mind, which in turn will rest your body. So we'll start with the breath, breathing up through the nose, all the way up now, holding for 2 seconds, and exhaling. Good. Let that chin drop right down. And here we go. You can open your eyes now. Find a quiet place and practice this, preferably in the morning, maybe late afternoon when it's quiet. And you'll see it does work. It does have a calming effect. So thank you for joining us today. I'll see you next time. Keep moving. Get a beginner's book on yoga and do your own practice. You won't be sorry. Bye for now. Namaste.